Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a long one, just been busy with so much work, and also with planning to go away for my brother's wedding. But literally this is a few days, 2 days after I've just got back off my holiday. And I just thought I'd do a quick update, because like I said, I've not done one for a good month or so. I mean, coming through the door when I first came back, obviously I looked at the tank and I thought, you know what, doesn't look that bad, to be fair. Everything seems to be fine. Corals, all fish have survived, so no issues there. But then when I actually take a good look at the tank and I actually inspect it, like I said, corals all doing really good. But then I know we've been having a bit of a heat wave while I've been away. I think it went to about 40 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously that's pretty high for our weather over there in the UK. For those guys who are watching in America, that's not too hot for you guys or anywhere else in the world. But over there, it was major hot. And when I've come back, start to see some algae. And if you look, not very happy. Don't really know what it is. Looks like diatoms to me. And I don't know what else, maybe. If any of you guys reckon, you know. But there isn't any of it on the back wall. Slight little bit on the back wall. This camera's crap, guys. But there isn't anything on the rock. No hair algae or anything whatsoever on the rock, really, to be fair. Got the odd little bit maybe just there, just that side there. But as for the rest of it, there isn't anything, any hair whatsoever. So really don't know what it is, to be fair. And like I said, even on the back wall, there isn't much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pumps off, take all the pumps out, and I'm going to dip them in some citric acid. I'm going to scrape off any little bit of algae that's there, especially around this side here. There's a little bit on the back, but that's it. But like I said, I'm going to get rid of all of this, scrape as much as I can off. I did test my tank, and the tests were coming in as nitrates were like 1 part per million. Phosphates were non-existent, which is strange, because if you look at the colours of the SPS, these are all flowing like mad. And this one here, this rainbow one, just look at the polyp extension on that and that. All the polyp extensions of these SPS are absolutely brilliant. So this is where I'm confused. Obviously I know that the the nitrates and the phosphates will probably be low anyway because of the algae issues that are here. Obviously the algae will take it, it's basically giving a false reading. But other than that, the tank, the corals, they're all thriving. I mean, just look at the size of this bubble coral here, and the torches. Torches are loving life. No die-off on these or anything like that. In fact, they're looking just as good as I've ever seen them, to be fair. So yeah, really confused with what it could be. What I think's happened is the mother-in-law, my blinds are shining basically inwards, and I think she's turned the blinds so they point into the tank, whereas I usually have it the other way, where the blinds are pointing against it. And as you can see, this side wall, I've not cleaned this because I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of algae just on the side of the wall. This is not what, obviously she's not cleaned this. The guy who was looking after the tank, he's only come in a few times. I think it's 3 or 4 times. But the mother-in-law, basically she's been cleaning the front of the tank, so she's done a pretty good job. There's just a few little marks like this one here, and obviously here and here. Well, that's to be expected. That happens, and plus I need to get a new scraper head for the scraper anyway, to be fair. But overall, guys, the tank is doing pretty decent. no issues with anything else other than that little bit of algae. Growth wise, definitely seeing a massive growth spurt, especially from this Miyagi tour here. Just look at, if you look back on a past few of my videos, you'll see this is just growing into a huge colony now, as is the mother colony that's here. I mean, just look at that now. It's taking completely all over that thing, all over that space there, even going into the Ceratopia, which is just here. I mean, yeah, it's definitely growing into a big size colony for sure. This PC Rainbow is starting to grow as well. All new nubs and all new little growth spouts are all coming from it. And the colour of that, guys, this camera really just doesn't do it any justice. You can see it yourself for yourself. The colours of it, reds, golds, purples, greens, the whole lot. That one there, like I said before, just look at the polyp extension of that. That's probably the best polyp extension I've ever seen from that one, to be fair. And as for the rest of the SPS, you can see yourself. Colour is there, growth is there. This barley green slimer is really loving life here. All new growth here. This is a new growth since she's last seen. This big spout, so it's finally taking off. Loving the lights for sure. This tank, coming onto the lights, I had a bit of an issue when it came back. It wouldn't connect to the Mobius, so obviously worked out, figured out that you have to clear the catch on it and do loads of different things, clear the data and stuff. I did that and it still wasn't connecting. Basically what had happened was this light would go off and this one would stay on. So after like a bit of troubleshooting, I was figuring out nothing worked. So what I did was I unplugged it from the actual base. I actually unplugged both of the lights, left them off for about 15-20 seconds, and then I plugged them back in. Both lights came back on, and then it connected straight to the Mobius app. Now I contacted Ecotech, and they said if it's had an update, obviously I've not been here, if it's had an update, sometimes it can do that. Basically, one light will still keep the program, and another one might not have updated properly, and it's not connecting to the. It's like a parent and child on the AIs, where you link to another, where one of them's a parent, one's a child, and it links and it basically connects to both of them. Basically, they said that sometimes it can happen. It's not a regular occurrence, but it can happen, and basically just to do exactly what I did. So thankfully, unplugged it, put them back in, and they're both working fine now. So that was a blessing, to be fair, because I didn't want any more problems when I got in, for sure. Obviously, coming back off holiday, you don't want issues. But quick look of, like I said, everything else, all the SPS, all the LPS. This bubble tip has not done anything, it's not moved, it's stayed in its place, which is a good thing. The Duncans have grown more and more heads since I've been back. These Zoas just keep growing. This is spread more all over its the flag plug. The Scholar, absolutely loving life there, dead puffed up. What I've been doing also, guys, have been yesterday when I come back, I fed it some of the Reefroids, and that's still puffed up from feeding that, so obviously it must have been starving. The Chalice looking really good, really nice. That Chalice now colouring up really good. The Gonioporas not looking the best, to be fair. Bit of hair algae on that. But coming back to this hair algae, this Montipora starting to frag all over the rock. And I moved this. I don't know whether I moved this before or when. I think I did. This Chalice here, I stuck it just here because I had no space for it, and then I just positioned these clams, and then I moved the cyanurina there as well. But if you just look at the big Montipora, the big fungi plate at the back. I mean, just look at the tentacles on that. Absolutely loving life over there. When I had it at the front, I think it was getting a little bit, maybe a bit too much light, and it just didn't like it. But the Montiporas all on the back wall are all growing really good. Everything, like I said, is doing really good, apart from this algae. But come the next video that I upload, all this will be gone, and hopefully I'll get down to the bottom of it, what the reason is. I think it's basically, like I said before, I think it's just because the light has been shone on it. They've obviously, and the mother-in-law knew how much to feed the tank. Wasn't much. I gave her, shown her exactly what to do, and she did it fine. So there was no issues there. And like I said, everything has grown, so there must be obviously nutrients in the tank. There must be, you know, everything must be happy, because otherwise it wouldn't grow. And other than that, guys, the tank's doing pretty decent, to be fair. All equipment was fine while I was away as well, barring the roller filter. I changed the roller filter roll before I went. Everything, according to my mate, was fine, who was looking after the tank. But then when I come back, it had completely stopped, and it keeps on doing this. I don't know why, what's wrong with it, but it'll roll along, and yeah, it won't, for some reason it'll just send the emergency alarm going off on it. The new Tunze is working a treat. I had no issues with that whatsoever, which you won't do, to be fair. I mean, the Tunzes are always bang on, to be fair. So, and another thing what I might do is obviously with this bubble situation, what's going on here with this, I don't know what it, like I said, I don't know what it is. To be fair, I'll have to figure it out. But other than everything else, guys, other than like you know, under the tank and the tank itself, the corals, they're all looking pretty decent, if you ask me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully it'll all keep going the way it is, growing well and stuff like that. This big Hollywood stunner, might have to remove that, to be fair. I am going to be taking these frag racks down. I'm going to get rid of these. I just can't stand them. I can't stand frag racks, to be fair now. They just make your tank look scruffy, and things like that. As with this tank going forward, the missus, she wants to do the house up. We're thinking of moving out, to be fair, getting another house. So obviously this tank, I don't think I'm going to be taking with me. Don't really know what's going to be happening with this, to be fair. Something I've got to think about. I might be keeping, obviously I'm going to be keeping some of the corals that I've got, but I don't know whether to just sell the whole tank, keep obviously the things that I'm going to use on a smaller tank maybe, and yeah, I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure of what I'm going to do, but if not, she wants the house all completely redoing, so the tank will have to come down anyway, regardless. Hopefully it won't come to that, but we'll just have to see. KH keeper, working a treat. KH is rock steady at around 9, 8.5 to 9. It never fluctuates from there, so that's a good thing, and it's been stable all the way through. Also, just dosing now. Also, the doser, that's what we're going to just talk about. I spoke about this, about getting a calquasser stirrer. That is probably still in the pipeline if I do keep this tank running, because the concentrates that I'm dosing into this is stupid. Obviously it's down to the growth of it, which is a good thing, but it's also quite costly for sure, especially if you're topping up those 5 litre drums every like 14-16 days. It does get a bit crazy for sure. But like I said, guys, just a quickish video. I know I've not uploaded one for quite a long time. I think it's about a month and a half, I think. And like I said, it's just been basically because of work and family life, and planning going away on holiday. It's just been hectic. But I am going to be keeping up to date with a few more now. I am looking at getting a couple more fish, basically to maybe combat some of this algae as well. Obviously when my tang died and the foxface died, That was an issue. They are 2 massive eaters of algae, so yeah, bit of an issue there. And I think that's why I am seeing some algae, because I never ever had algae in this tank. So that's probably a reason why the algae is there, because there's nothing to combat it. I've got snails and cleanup crew and stuff like that, but they can't do they can't get to the big chunks for sure, and all the time. So whereas the fish can. So looking at getting a couple of more fish the next week or 2 maybe. Definitely going to get a fox face, and I don't know which tang I'm going to get, but I am going to get a tang to hopefully introduce to the tank and put a bit more life into there. So hopefully, guys, you tune in and watch us on our live streams on Friday evening. I'm going to be posting this out. I think I might post this out on the Monday or the Tuesday, which will be the 30th or thereabouts. So if you are watching it by then, you know, I might be doing the live stream then. So, but check us out on Instagram, or go onto our YouTube page, and just we'll post something up who's going to be hosting it. It'll be either myself, Paul, or Ross. So yeah, head over there, check us out, and if you can join us on the Friday, that'll be great to see us and get back into the things. If not, stay tuned, hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget the notification button. I am going to be uploading a lot more now on the tank. Obviously, the latest updates on this bubble situation, what I've got going, and hopefully it's nothing too bad. So stay tuned, guys, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, guys.